Hi, Jake. Gonna call you now. Go live with this dog. Ta-da! O cachorro começou.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. What's
How
up?
are you?
I'm good. How are you? You're like sideways.
Oh, I'm sideways? Let me turn it this
No.
way.
Okay.
Let me turn it
Alright.
the other way.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. So good to talk to you. Nice to meet you.
Good, nice to meet you too. How's Brazil?
Oh, Brazil is cold right now, to be honest. I'm here like in 2 hoodies and just
Oh,
chilling
you look like you're
outside.
staying nice and cozy.
Yeah. I'm cozy here. And I know it was like Memorial Day in the US, right? And that's like beginning of summer there. So how's the weather there?
Yeah, it's a good start so far to the summer. First of all, like, it's really great to be doing this live, and this is actually my first Instagram live ever, so I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's joining us today. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this conversation. And, you know, I've been so proud of the work that Now United and, you know, Come Together has generated. So, and also Summer in the City. So it's a great start to Memorial Day. It's a great way to kick off this amazing time of the year. And, you know, Memorial Day in this country is a day to acknowledge, you know, our veterans and our service members in the military, in the Army, in the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines. They risk their lives, and, you know, they sacrifice so much to make sure that we stay safe. So our heart goes out to them and their families. And, you know, I guess in a social sense, this is like kind of the end of May and, you know, the beginning of summer.
Oh, that's awesome. First of all, I'm so happy to know that your first Instagram live ever is with me. Like,
Me
wow.
too. This is like
very
a
honored.
dream come true for me.
Wow. I'm very honored. And Memorial Days, I've never spent a Memorial Day in the US because I mean, I'm from Brazil, but I've seen the things you do there, and it's like, it's very beautiful how you guys really acknowledge all the work that military does for you, and it's very beautiful. And I'm glad that you guys have this day to celebrate that. But right now with COVID and everything and quarantine, what are you doing in your home? What is different for you? And now that summer, like, how are you enjoying summer at home?
Yeah, this is definitely, you know, an unconventional time for everybody. You know, usually during the first week of summer, you know, which is kind of like around now, there would be Coachella, you know, and that takes place in Palm Springs, which is like 2 hours away from LA. You know, and I love to go there, and I love to stay at this place called Le Horizon because it's like a place that has 12 bungalows, and each you know, each room kind of has its own vibe, and it also, you know, is very exclusive. You know, I also went to Vegas last year around this time, and I did the Encore Beach Club, you know, which was a lot of fun. It was a day party in Vegas. So things are different this year, you know, obviously due to the virus, but, you know, I would love to get back to those things that I miss so much. But, you know, I think it's important for now to for everybody to stay connected, to, you know, try to stay safe and as healthy as possible. And, you know, to also use this time to get creative and, you know, to, I guess, try to be inspired by other people as much as possible.
Well, that's a good tip. I've been doing that too. I've been trying to get creative. And about Coachella, this was going to be the first time I was going to Coachella.
So, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, we'll have to make it up. We'll definitely have to make it up to you next time.
Yes, I have to go to Coachella. I heard so many great things about it, and I was so excited. But unfortunately, this happened. But I know that it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, well, thankfully, things are, you know, slowly starting to reopen in this country because, you know, I think it's important for people to get back to work. You know, we have 50 states here, you know, and so each state has their own leadership, and each state has different criteria that they have to meet in order to, you know, move forward to reopen. You know, the medical expert for the U.S., Dr. Fauci, basically said that he doesn't encourage a prolonged lockdown. So, you know, he hopes, and I know the rest of the country hopes, that we can get back to normal soon for the economy, for business, you know, for society, you know. And also for me, I love to work out, so I haven't been able to go to the gym like I used to. So that's been kind of, you know, a struggle. The struggle's been real for me.
Well, it's like I can't work out right now.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I just feel so discouraged.
Well, we need to motivate each other. You know, that's definitely something that you and I could probably inspire each other to do, to stay fit. What about you? Is Brazil close to reopening, and how are things going in that country?
Well, I wish I could say the same and that things are close to be reopened, but I mean, things are gonna open, but they weren't supposed to. That's basically what's happening. Cause like it's still really bad here. Like there's a lot going on, and people really didn't respect quarantine. Some people didn't think that it was necessary, especially our government. So it was very it was very like bad handled. Do you say that? It wasn't
You could say that.
properly
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
handled,
familiar
you know?
with the politics in that country, so that's why I think for you to kind of just like shed some light on that is important, you know, because each place is different.
Yeah, so here it's not good. Government didn't do a really great job with dealing with the with the coronavirus and everything, so that's why it's very intense still here. It shouldn't be reopening, but things are gonna open, so I'm still a little bit worried about, but I think that we're gonna be chill only by like probably August, September or something. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for things to go down, but I mean I'm really finding my way into like this quarantine thing. Like I'm finding my way into staying at home. I'm doing a lot of different things. I do this Instagram live show thing now, which is amazing. It's a way that I found to communicate with my fans. Everybody was so happy to hear that you were coming.
Yeah, it's a great honor to be able to, I guess, you know, have this chat, because, you know, I'm a big fan of your work as well, and I've always, you know, wanted to speak to someone, I guess, who is on the same wavelength, or I guess, you know, you and I have, you know, some similar interests and similar things in common that I guess we can both relate to.
Well, it's very
being
true.
An artist.
Yeah. And now talking about art and talking about you, how did you start? Like, where did the interest in art came in your life?
That's a great question. You know, I've been acting for pretty much, you know, since as long as I can remember. My uncle and my grandfather and my father were all stagehands and prop masters for Broadway. So they did all the Broadway shows in New York. My grandmother was a theater usher. So she was able to witness a lot of really inspiring and powerful live performances. So I guess you could say I was kind of connected to show business, and, you know, ever since I was born, in some serendipitous way. But you know, naturally, I just started auditioning for commercials, and my first real job was on The Late Show with David Letterman, and it was in front of a live audience. So the thrill that I got from performing in front of a crowd, and the response that I got, you know, from the crowd itself, was just so powerful and moving to me. Even at that young age, I pretty much decided what I wanted to do right there and then.
That's so cool. It's good when you actually know what you want to do, and it was kind of the same for me. Like, since very early I knew that I wanted to be an artist, and I worked very hard for it. But like, you worked since very early. How was it for you growing up on like stages and sets all the time? Did you go to normal school? How was your childhood?
Yeah, it was definitely you know, for the most part, I guess you could say I had a normal childhood, if you can call it that. For schooling, most of my work was sent to me on set, because I was shooting, you know, different TV shows and movies a lot of the time. So I guess instead of going to prom, my version of that was going to the Teen Choice Awards, where I was nominated, you know. So you know, I guess I was able to experience some things, you know, growing up, but they weren't necessarily, you know, your stereotypical, you know, upbringing. But it was definitely something that I cherish, and, you know, it was a great experience just getting to do my schoolwork on set and still have that sense of normalcy, you know, in the middle of the craziness that is the entertainment industry.
Well, I had to do school while I was working too, but I hated it.
Oh,
I used to
really?
hate it.
Why am I not surprised? But I feel like you're I feel like you're a hard worker.
Well, I am a hard worker, and I was always like good at school, but it was just so hard because I was like so tired, and then I had to study, and I was like, I don't want to do this, but I pushed
So
through it.
you can
And
definitely relate. I'm glad that you and I can definitely, the feeling is mutual.
Right? It's so hard. It's so hard. But well, things we have to do to work. I mean, everybody thinks that it's easy, but like you need to do school to be able to work, and people think you just gotta drop school, but it's not like that.
Right. You know,
um,
you kind of have to, live two lives, when you're an entertainer, because, it's important for you to have your career, but then it's also important for you to have a balance of, things that are normal.
oh, definitely, it's like that.
For sure.
So, the project that people really know you for, you did so many things, but one that was really successful was Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, people love that. I loved it. I watched it every day. Every day. I swear. I loved
Much
it.
love. You just made my day. I mean, seriously, you have no idea how much it means to hear you say that.
Really? Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
so
Yeah,
cool.
because, like, Max originally wasn't supposed to be part of Wizards. So, the story behind that whole show is unique within itself. Originally I auditioned for a different character, and Disney just loved the idea of having 3 kids instead of only 2. So that's really how Max joined the family and became a fellow wizard. And like from that show and from that whole experience, there's so many like memories and so many great times that stand out in my memory. Too many to count, honestly, but overall, just the feeling that we got from creating this real family, because we really did become a family when we were doing that show. And then also, the response that we got from the audience was just so uplifting and, encouraging, because, when you meet people from different walks of life and from, different backgrounds, and to hear what the show meant to them growing up and to watch us grow up in front of their eyes was just such a cool experience for me.
That's awesome. I loved it, really. I used to sing all the songs. I only know the songs in Portuguese, which is funny. But
I'm sure the show's a little bit different in a different language, like Portuguese. But still,
yeah,
you get the idea.
I used to watch the show in English, but the songs were in Portuguese.
Interesting.
So,
okay. That's
yeah, it's because I don't know. I always liked to study English when I was younger, so I would watch everything in English so I could get better at it. So I heard your voice.
Well, I guess one way to learn English is to watch Wizards of Waverly Place, if you're interested in learning English. Yeah.
So after you did Wizards of Waverly Place, so hard for me to say that. I don't know why. Wizards of
it's
Waverly
a tongue twister.
Place.
Try to say it 3 times fast. I bet you can't do it. It's so hard.
Wizards of Waverly Place. Wizards of Waverly Place. Wizards of Waverly Place.
See?
Third one was
I knew you would get tripped up somewhere along the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a hard time doing that too.
So after you did that show, you went for the Fosters, right? You started the Fosters, and that shows like a non-traditional family. How was it for, like, the story has 2 moms? How was it for you? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, that show was so special to me because, of everything that, all the themes and all the storylines that the show was able to touch upon, during its run. It was a show that showcased this family that really hadn't been seen on TV before. And for me as an actor, I was just so grateful and so privileged to be a part of those initial seasons of that show. Growing up, doesn't matter, I guess, what your hobbies or your interests are, but you connect to what you, I guess, see, and you connect to the things that, move you, and the things that make you feel what your, emotions. So whether it's baseball, or whether it's art, or whether it's music, or whether it's dance, anything that, gives you a sense of purpose and, a sense of fulfillment. So I think that show definitely did that for so many people. And, to show that you can have this blended family of adoption and have 2 moms and still, be normal is, to me, so unique within itself, the message of that show.
Oopsie.
Oh, am I not here?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh,
You were frozen for a sec there, but you're back. But I heard everything you said. And It's very true. I need to watch The Fosters because I've heard so much about it, and people love it. There's actually in the comments, everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's talking about The Fosters. I love it." Everybody's going
Yeah,
crazy.
the show definitely touched so many people, and I think that was the most rewarding thing about that whole experience, playing Jesus.
That's so cool. And also, like, you did TV, but you did so much of like voiceovers.
Hmm.
Um, like a lot. You have a big curriculum of that.
And so have you.
It's
I
not
know.
that big.
Yeah, I noticed that you've been dabbling a little bit in the voiceover world too.
Oh yeah. It's like I did one big project that I'm very proud of, but I definitely want to work more with that. But like when you're in the booth, how is it for you? Do you record everything in one day? What did the producers do for you to get in character?
Yeah, when you do an animated project, it's so different from doing something that's live action, which means on camera. So you really have to use your imagination and try to create the scene in front of you as if it's really happening. But most of the time when you're doing something that's a cartoon or an animated movie or show, you're by yourself. You're not really acting with other actors, and you really can't see yourself, and you can't always see what your character is supposed to look like, unless you are privileged enough where the animation is
Is ready.
being done while you're actually recording the movie. But for the most part, you just really have to get in the zone and use your imagination to build this world that doesn't exist yet. So I think that's the challenging thing about voiceovers. But I love how immersive the whole experience is, because you can really lose yourself inside the character.
Yeah, I love doing voiceovers. I really miss
Me too.
it actually, because
It's
I was
definitely fun.
traveling.
I like how you can kind of like transform yourself, where you can't transform your physical self, but you can transform your voice to a sense where people won't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I don't know if everybody knows that, but guys, he did Go Diego Go, and he did for all the Brazilians in this live. He did Rio. He did
And
Rio.
Rio too. Yeah,
And Rio too.
yeah.
He did both
I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, but he did Rio and Rio too, and then he did the Emoji Movie. So yeah, he did a lot of
The
great
Emoji
movies.
Movie was so cool because now we act like emojis, or we just assume that emojis are a part of everyday life, which they are. I mean, there's not a person that I know who doesn't use emojis, myself included. So when we did that movie, emojis were this new thing, and it was kind of this wave that was taking over the world. So it was definitely like a really exciting thing to be a part of, because no one knew how big emojis would be. And still, I feel like there's constantly new emojis that are always being created. So that's, I guess, one cool thing about that movie.
Very true. But I'm sure that every Brazilian person is very glad to know that you were part of Rio and Rio 2.
Yes.
Because I don't know, we love that movie. We love that movie. At least I do. I don't know
Yes,
if every Brazilian.
I love how the movie itself kind of took you on this like virtual tour through Rio de Janeiro, because it was like from someone person who's never been there, being in that film was definitely like an experience where I felt like I was transported there.
Yeah. So now talking about the future, you have a new movie called Adverse, right? So what was it like to make the movie, and when will it be released?
Well, yeah, that's a new project that actually we just found out that the film is going to be released soon in theaters. We just don't have the specific details, obviously, because of these uncertain times that we're in. But the film stars Mickey Rourke, and it takes place in LA, and the whole story centers around addiction and this web of lies and this web of crime that unfolds with one small mistake. So it really is a film that touches upon a lot of themes that are prevalent in everyday life, such as drug abuse, and betrayal, friendship, and things like that.
Whoa. So that's gonna be good. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
So if you're in LA, we should definitely check out the movie, and I would love to take you to the premiere.
Really? Oh my God! I would love to go.
When that day finally comes, I would love for you
Yes,
to
it's gonna come.
be there.
I would love to go, seriously. And I saw on your Instagram that you do, you're involved with charities. So there's the Boys and Girls Club and Make-A-Wish Foundation. So tell everybody more about that.
Yes, I've been really fortunate, very blessed to do some really, really great work with these organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, which hold a special place in my heart because I've really grown up, you know, being inspired by the stories and by the kids themselves who have grown through these organizations, and to hear, you know, how much positive work that they do for so many kids and teens, you know, and providing a safe space where they can do their homework and where they can be themselves, is just so important. You know, they're totally donation driven. They receive no government funding. So Boys and Girls Clubs really relies on the support from people everywhere. And I think that's one of the special, unique things about that organization. And another organization that I've been really proud to represent and do some positive work with is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They're also really close to my heart. You know, I can't have this conversation without mentioning them. They also provide a lot of life-changing wishes to kids by taking them to places like Disneyland. And actually this past Christmas, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to raise $1 million at Macy's in California, making these Wish Kids Day by decorating cookies and hanging out with them. It was a really special time for me just to be able to do that with them.
Whoa, that's so amazing. You have such a good heart. Seriously.
Yes,
that's really good.
Definitely.
And hey, I would love to talk more, but unfortunately we have only 4 minutes. So it was very, very cool talking to you. I was very excited, and I'm glad we finally got to talk. So do you have anything else you want to say to the fans and everybody that's watching?
Oh yes, please. Thank you so much, you know, for having this idea and for, you know, making this happen for us. And, you know, I think when times were normal and there was no lockdown, I always loved attending charity events, you know, movie premieres, and supporting, you know, other actors at their events. So obviously, you know, those type of opportunities have understandably subsided, but just getting to, you know, represent a brand like ASOS and put on this awesome t-shirt and to talk to you and, you know, and to, I guess, somewhat in some small way meet my fans in Brazil is just amazing. And, you know, I hope you guys just stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I appreciate you guys for following me on my journey, and I have lots of exciting things to come, so stay tuned.
Yeah, okay. So very, very, very nice to meet you. There's a big artist here on the live. She's super excited to see you. I think she just saw that you're here. Her name is Rebecca.
Tell her what's up for me. I wish I could say hi to her.
Aí, Rebecca, ele te deu oi. I just talked to her for a second. So, that's it. Thank you so much for coming here.
I hope you stay well, stay safe.
Yeah, you too. See you in LA sometime.
Yes, for the movie. Don't forget.
Yes, I won't forget.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
Foi muito legal. Eu adorei conversar com ele. Ele é muito fofo,